Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show for PlayStation 4. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball against legends past and present. And that's what you'd have right here. 162 games. All of them on YouTube. No skipped innings, no simulated games. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases, and I let the computer run the bases for me, and I obviously do play-by-play. Let's get this game on the road. Second game of a 3-game set against the New York Mets at home. Avengers won the first game 4-3. Top Marvel Clips, you are indeed first. Thank you, sir, for joining the stream. Much appreciated. This is Avengers Baseball, so you're in the right place. So welcome live. Major League Baseball as the New York Mets visit the Hollywood Avengers here at Crosley Field. On the mound for the Avengers, Tom Hiddleston, also known as Loki in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is going for win number 10 on the season. He's 9-3, the 4.39 earned run average. And leading off for the Mets, Brian Roberts, second baseman, hitting .327. He has 15 homers and leads all of the National League in votes for the All-Star game. That's a line drive to center. Racing in is Don Cheadle. He will not make the catch. First pitch is a single. The Mets have already got a base runner here in the top of the first inning. Here's the replay. They were playing him deep. War Machine unable to make the catch. Next up is Luis Arez hitting .338, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. And that's a line drive to left. Racing over is the Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan makes the catch for the first out of the ball game. So there's one away. Starting lineup for the Mets. Brian Roberts is at second. The DH is Luis Arez. Hall of Famer Chipper Jones is playing third. Center fielder is Mike Trout. Right field, Dante Bichette. First base, Eddie Murray. Justin Upton is left. Marcus Semien is at short. And batting ninth, playing catcher, is Reese McGuire. Chipper Jones, 285, 23 homers, 67 runs batted. And thank you for liking the video, Top Marvel Clips. Chipper fouls it back for strike one. If you have not already seen it, I would suggest watching the Disney Plus streaming TV show called Loki. It's really good. At least I enjoyed it very much. Hard ground ball to first. It's Tony Stark over to second for one, back to first. It's a 3-6-3 double play to retire the side. So no runs, one hit, none left on at the end of a half an inning of play. No score here at Crosley Field. This is Avengers Baseball. So on the mound for the Mets, Babe Ruth, 7-4, 4.85 earned run average. The Babe himself, left-handed pitcher, known for his homers, but if you know baseball history, you know that Babe Ruth is also a legendary pitcher. Leading off for the Avengers is Anthony Mackie, plays Sam Wilson in the MCU. 311, 11 homers, 45 runs batted in. Carries a 10-game hitting streak into this contest. First pitch from the Babe. Breaking ball low, ball one. Mets are 48-34. That's good for first place in the National League West. Mackie is the new Captain America. Sorry to spoil it for you. And he grounds it up the third base line. Foul ball. I loved it. Had to be one of the best shows in the MCU. Loki had the best theme to it. I'd give it 10 out of 10. And we are going to be something or other. But I agree with your assessment, Top Marvel Clips. It was a great show. Very fun. And reaches. Babe jumps off the mound, throws to first in time, one away. Nice play by the Babe, bouncing off that mound like a cat. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers, Anthony Mackie is at short. Second baseman is Tom Holland. The DH today is Chris Evans. Mark Ruffalo's behind the plate. Chadwick Boseman is third. Dave Bautista's in right. First baseman is Robert Downey Jr. In left is Sebastian Stan, and batting ninth and playing center field is Don Cheadle. Next up, Chris Holland. I'm sorry, Tom Holland. Pardon me, Tom. He plays line drive, foul ball, strike one. He plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's hitting .372 to lead the ball club. 11 homers, 56 runs batted in. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Spider-Man. Here comes the pitch from the Babe. Pitch is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. I enjoyed WandaVision. I liked all 3 shows. I'd have to say that I liked The Falcon and Winter Soldier the least out of the 3, but I liked all 3 of the shows. And that's a line drive to left. It is a base hit for Spider-Man. Tom Holland is at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the replay. Just a solid base hit to left. So, up next, the designated hitter today is the first Avenger, Chris Evans, hitting .304, 9 homers, 37 runs batted in. He's going, pitch is high, throw down to second is not in time. He takes off on the first pitch. Spider-Man has a stolen base, and now the Avengers have a runner in scoring position here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Falcon Winter Soldier was pretty good, 7 out of 10, and WandaVision was pretty good, but was hoping for a good ending. Outside count to Chris Evans is 2 balls and no strikes. So again, runner in scoring position for Steve Rogers. Spider-Man leads off second. Swing and a miss the fastball, strike 1. Couldn't catch up to it. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. I think it's a good start for Disney Plus. Very much looking forward to. I have not seen episode 2 of the What If show. Checks his swing, pitches outside. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. Again, Holland leads off second. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate, and the count will go full on Chris Evans. The Babe sets and delivers. And he misses high and inside, so he walks him. There'll be runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. So again, this is the second game of a 3-game set between these 2 ball clubs. The Avengers won the first game 4-3. Mark Ruffalo's hitting .341, 18 homers, 69 RBIs. He leads the ball club in homers and RBIs. Checks his swing, 2-seam fastballs outside, ball 1. What If is starting off pretty good. I won't spoil episode 2, but episode 1 was good, and so was episode 2. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes to the Hulk. Ruth is showing a little bit of wildness on the mound so far in this first inning. Oh, swing and a miss. Could not catch that inside fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners lead off first and second. Another hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Chadwick Boseman. Holland at second. Chris Evans at first. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Ruth. And he pulls the fastball foul out of play. The count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will the runners be off on with 1 away? They do have a lot of speed on the bases, so let's see what happens. Oh, it's a slow bouncer up the third base line. It's going to be a tough play. It's an out at first, so it's basically a swinging bunt. The runners will move to second and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Nice play by Chipper Jones at third. So, Chadwick Boseman, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .331, 10 homers, 38 RBIs. He has 2 runners in scoring position, but there are 2 away. Mr. John Walker, welcome to the stream. Fastball low, ball 1. Hello, I thought it was going to be the first, but guess not today. I appreciate your presence nonetheless, Mr. Walker. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We're in the first inning. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Black Panther. I call him the late, great Chadwick Boseman because unfortunately we've lost Chadwick to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. 1 more pitch and outside, and he loads the bases. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. I don't swing on 3 balls and no strikes. So let's see what happens. Outside corner, strike 1. However, now hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike, and the shackles are off. Let's see what happens. pulls the fastball down the left field line. Count will go full. Tough inning for Babe Ruth here in the bottom of the first. But he has not given in yet. Line drive, base hit to center field. Rounding third and heading home is the second run. It'll be a 2-run single for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the MCU leads 2-1 on the 2-out hit by Black Panther by Chadwick Boseman T'Challa. Here's the replay. Bang, right up the middle. No doubt about it. And both runners score. Next up is Drax the Destroyer. Dave Bautista hitting .316, 10 homers. Oh, quick throw to first. He's back. 10 homers, 41 runs batted in. I like the stream. Thank you, John. I really appreciate the like. It really helps. Helps the algorithm. Fastball high, ball 1, 1-0. So the Avengers at the start of play were tied with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. In this created franchise, the Avengers take the place of the San Diego Padres in the NL West. And they are tied for first with the... That's another line drive to center. It's another 2-out hit for the Avengers, as now we'll have first and second still. Side not retired. Here's the replay. So the Avengers are tied for first with the Los Angeles Dodgers at 54 and 28. Next up, left-handed hitter Robert Downey Jr., 279, 10 homers, 42 RBIs. Fastball inside, ball 1. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Misses with the changeup outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and he is having trouble finding the strike zone. Boseman off second, Bautista off first, and he fouls off the curveball. Count is 2-1. If not for the charisma of Robert Downey Jr. in the first Iron Man back in 2008, pulls it foul into the seats. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, 2-0 lead for the MCU. If not for his charisma, we might not have an MCU. So, thank God for RDJ. In the dirt, count will go full. The runners will be off with the pitch. On deck is the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. Here comes the pitch from Babe Ruth. Outside, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded with Avengers. 2 runs have already crossed the plate. Will the Avengers get more? Really quickly, I want to show the difficulty setting options. Gameplay. Hitting difficulty is set to All-Star, and pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. Just to give a heads up on what difficulty setting the league is set to. Sebastian's hitting .254 on the season. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. He plays the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes. Here's a pitch from the Babe. And he's late on the changeup, fouls it down the right field line. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases are jammed full of Avengers. Here's the pitch. Ground ball through the right side. A run will score. Second run, round third and heads home. The throw is up the line. It's a 2-run, 2-out RBI single by the Winter Soldier. And the Avengers now have a 4-0 lead here in the first inning. All 4 runs have been scored with 2 out. He just serves it the other way, past the second baseman, into right field. Next up is the number 9 hitter, Don Cheadle, hitting .315, 9 homers, 44 runs batted in. Grounder to short, shovels at the second to retire at the side. But the Avengers score 4 times here in the bottom of the first after an inning of play here in Crosley Field. It's the Avengers 4, the Mets nothing. We go to the top of the second inning. Up steps center fielder Mike Trout, hitting .338, 17 homers, 62 RBIs. Mike Trout plays for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in real life. He is one of the best players in baseball, if not the best. Fastball outside by Hiddleston. 54 and 28. Good for second place in the National League West because I assume the LA Dodgers won today, so the Avengers probably half a game out of first. They need to win this game in order to keep pace. High, 2 balls, no strikes. Misses high, 3 balls, no strikes. Dante Bichette is on deck. Will he have the green light on 3-0? And he does. He swings, fouls it off. Count as 3 balls, 1 strike. Swings and misses at this slider on the outside corner. Count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We are in the top of the second inning, 4-0 lead for the MCU. Strike 3 called inside corner. Caught him looking, and there's 1 away. First strikeout of the game for Loki. Here's the location. Oh, that's basically right down the middle. You gotta protect the plate. Next up, Dante Bichette. Dante Bichette's hitting .305, 8 homers, 39 RBIs. He is I wouldn't call him a Hall of Famer. Outside corner, strike 1. He's an all-star from the 1990s. I think he played for the Colorado Rockies. In there, count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Could have played for the Arizona Diamondbacks, though. I think it's the Colorado Rockies. Not 100% sure. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 strikeouts here in the second. There's 2 away. First was looking, this one was swinging.
The first baseman, number 33, Eddie Murray.
Tom Hiddleston is 9-3 on the season. We are at the end of June and approaching the All-Star break in this season. Eddie Murray is the Hall of Fame first baseman, hitting .289, 14 homers, 51 runs batted in. He played for the Baltimore Orioles in the 80s and 90s. And that's a deep drive, and that ball is not coming back. That's gone. It's a solo home run for Eddie Murray, his 15th of the season, with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And the Avengers now lead 4-1. Here's a replay. Got every ounce of that. Next up, Justin Upton. .265, 14 homers, 40 RBIs. Here comes a pitch from Loki. Outside corner, strike 1. High, 1 ball and 1 strike. Changeup floats in there for strike 2. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty. 3-run lead for the MCU. They lead 4-1 here in the top of the second. Here comes the pitch. High and inside. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. However, the Mets get on the board thanks to Eddie Murray. His solo shot is 15th on the season, and after an inning and a half of baseball here at Crosley, it's the Avengers 4, the Mets 1. We go to the bottom of the second. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie is up for his 2nd plate appearance. He grounded out in the 1st inning. Here comes a pitch from the Babe. Just gets a piece of the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Mackey's 5 for his last 12. That's a .412 clip. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the left-hander, Babe Ruth. Skies it down the right field line, out of play. 2 quick strikes on Sam Wilson. Ground ball through the left side. It is a base hit. Leadoff hit for Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. And they start off the bottom of the second the right way. 11 games for Mackie. 11 straight.
Holland.
Here's a replay. Up next is Tommy Holland, Spider-Man. Love this angle. This low angle from down the third base line. So Tom Holland is up. He hit a single, scored a run. He's got that average up to 374. In there, strike one. Big lead at first. And he jams him. Will it hang up there long enough? Yes, it will. It's caught by Mike Trout for out number one. Defensive lineman for the Mets in the outfield from left to right. You have Justin Upton, Mike Trout, and Dante Bichette. And in the infield, Hall of Famer Chipper Jones, Marcus Semien, Brian Roberts, Eddie Murray, with Reese McGuire behind home plate. That is the defense for the New York Mets. Next up, Steve Rogers walked in the first. Low, ball one.
Count 1-0.
Another switcher in this versatile Avengers lineup. Batting from the right side. Pulls it foul. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. So 162 games, all on YouTube. No skipped innings, no simulated games. Line drive, base hit the other way. It'll be runners at first and second with 1 out here for the Avengers.
Now batting.
Babe looks like he doesn't have it. An inning and a third, 6 hits and 4 earned runs, 2 walks. I think that's a definition of not having your best stuff. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 0 for 1. Runners at first and second, 1 away. And he pulls it down the line. It's in fair territory, throws a second for 1, back to first. Around the horn double play by Hall of Famer Chipper Jones to retire the side. 5 from Chipper. Over to Brian Roberts. Out at second. Back to first to Eddie Murray. End at 2. MCU leads 4-1. So these 3 guys are not calling the game. This guy is calling the game, and this guy's name is RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. This is Avengers Baseball. Marcus Semien leads off the top of the third. He's hitting .271. Shortstop for the Mets. Fastball in there. Strike 1, 96 on the radar gun. Slider finds the outside edge. 2 quick strikes on Semien. Jams him, fouls it back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. I think Marcus Semien plays shortstop for the Oakland Athletics, I think. But there's been a lot of player movement in this last year plus since the pandemic. Strike 3 called inside corner. 2-seam fastball. Strikeout number 4 for Hiddleston. Standings in the National League West, as you can see, the Hollywood Avengers are half a game out behind the LA Dodgers. If they win this game, they keep pace for first place. Reese McGuire, 259, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. He is the catcher. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the third. Fastball in there, strike 1. Two quick strikes on McGuire. When I hear the name McGuire, I immediately think of Mark McGuire. I don't think there's any relation. Pulls the slider foul. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes on Reese. Swinging and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Tom Hiddleston. He is sharp.
The batter number 1. Second baseman. Drawing in.
Next up, lineup turns over for the Mets. Brian Roberts singled in the first inning. He's 2 for 6 in this series so far. Bases empty, 2 down. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Brian's got the average up to 329 on the season, and he is the leading vote getter for second baseman in the National League. High and deep, but foul down the right field line. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Roberts. Roberts was a second baseman for the Baltimore Orioles for much of his career in the 90s and early 2000s. Grounded to short, Routine play for Mackey. Throws to first in time, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Loki. The end of 2.5. It's the Avengers 4, Mets 1. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the bottom of the third. Up steps Chadwick Boseman. Has a 2-run single in this game. Got the day off started right. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Very curious to what they're going to do with Black Panther 2. Ground ball right to his counterpart at third. Jones throws across in time, 1 away. Standings in the National League East, right before the All-Star break in this created franchise, shows the Mets leading the Philadelphia Phillies by 5 games. So 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Drax the Destroyer has a single and a run scored in this ball game already. Batista is Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. And that's a deep drive. But playable for Trout. On the warning track, makes the catch 2 away. Right in front of the warning track, more like. So 2 quick outs. Up next is Robert Downey Jr., who walked in his first at-bat. No official at-bat so far. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Babe Ruth. High and inside, ball 1. Jams him, fouls it the other way, down the left field line. Out of play, strike 1. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. And he pulls it. Looks like it's going to be in that right field corner. It will bounce off the wall, rounding first and heading to second. It's going to be a 2-out double for Tony Stark. And the inning will continue. That's Robert Downey Jr.'s 12th double of the season. And the Babe, 2 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks. He's a mess today. Next up, Sebastian Stan. Sebastian had a 2-run single with 2 outs in his first at-bat. And he skies it to right. It is out of play, strike 1. Sebastian is a part-time player playing left field today. 264, 3 homers, 10 runs batted in on the season. Tony leads off second. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Skies it to right. Long run for Bichette, but he makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 3 innings of play. It's the MCU leading 4-1. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Luis Arias, lined out in the first inning, is 0 for 1. Luis Arias. In there, strike 1. Arias. Now I know how it's pronounced. Thank you, Mr. Ballpark announcer, Arias. High and tight. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike on Luis Arias. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Arias. Deep, but foul. Curling out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Luis Arias. Pops it up behind home plate, out of play. Grounder up the middle, fielded by Mackey. Throws to first, in time, 1 away. Nice play, cut the check. So next up with 1 away, bases empty, Chipper Jones, who grounded out in the first. Chipper's a switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Loki. High strike, but called a strike nonetheless. 97 on the radar gun. And that's a deep drive to left center field. One hop to the wall. He will stop at second. No, wait, big turn at second, but he will hold. It's a one-out double for Chipper Jones. Double number 27 on the season. Doubles leaders Chipper and Brian Roberts are now tied with 28 doubles to lead the Mets. Next up, Mike Trout, runner in scoring position, one away, struck out in his first at-bat. Fastball outside, ball one. Mike's 0 for 5 in this series so far. Slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Trout's hitting .310 with runners in scoring position. That is about 30 or 35 points below his season average, though. So in there, strike one, 2 balls and 1 strike. So for some reason, he seems less effective when he has that runner at second or third. Caught! Nice play! Oh, and Chipper gets back. What a great play by Spider-Man, laying out to make that catch. And there are 2 away. Let's look at this. Look at the replay. It's Sports Center replay right here. Oh, yeah. If you could have crawled over and stepped or slapped that bag with his glove, he would have had a double play. So 2 outs, runner at second. Dante Bichette struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. And that's a line drive. Looks like it's going to be over the head of Batista, and it is. 1 hop, ground rule double, number 17 on the season. That's Dante Bichette's 2,000th Major League hit. It is an RBI double. The run scores, and the MCU now leads 4-2. I'm sure they'll keep that baseball. They might offer a bat or a couple of other balls to the person who got that ball. I think they're going to take it aside. No? Anyway, runner at second. Eddie Murray is the tying run at the plate. He had a solo home run in his last at-bat in the second inning. Pulls it foul, strike one. Way out in front. Eddie's got 15 homers and 52 runs batted in on the season. In his career, he had 3,000 hits. Checks his swing, pitches low, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, batted from both sides of the plate. Fouls it upstairs. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Murray. Jams him. But Sam is there. Cut the check. He makes the catch to retire the side. But they get another run on the double. The 2,000th hit of his Major League career from Dante Bichette. And the score is 4-2 Avengers. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, Don Cheadle, who grounded out in the first, steps up to the plate to lead it off for the Avengers. Outside, ball one. Skies it to right center field. He's back to the track on the warning track, makes the catch. Trout does for out number 1. Gave it a ride, but came up just short. So there's 1 away.
Number 9.
Lineup turns over. Anthony Mackie had a single in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 2. Babe's having a tough game, but he's still out there battling. Inside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Misses the fastball, swing and a miss. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mackie, on the new Captain America. Down and in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out in front of the breaking ball. There's 2 away. That's actually the first strikeout of the game from Babe Ruth. Again, he just looked like he was expecting a fastball. It was way out in front. Next up, Tom Holland. Tom's 1 for 2 with a single. Here comes the pitch. Grounder to his counterpart at second. Roberts throws to first, and it is a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Babe. After 4 innings of baseball, it's a 2-run ball game. Hollywood Avengers lead 4-2. So you go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Justin Upton, 0 for 1.
Leading off for the Mets, the left fielder, number 8, Justin Upton.
Out in front of the fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Misses outside with the breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate. And he pulls it down the left field line, out of play. The count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on Upton. Late on the fastball, 95 on the radar gun. And we'll do it again. I always confuse Justin Upton and BJ Upton. I don't know where Justin Upton plays at the moment. And that's a hard ground ball through the left side and through. It is a leadoff single for Justin Upton. And the tying run will come to the plate for the New York Mets here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the replay. Next up, Marcus Semien. Struck out in the 3rd. He is 0 for 1. Grounder, 4, 6, 3, double play. Beautiful execution, and there are 2 away. Let's look at the replay. Goes Spider-Man, Sam Wilson, and over to Iron Man for the 4-6-3. So 2 outs, base is empty. Up steps Reese McGuire, who struck out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Reese is 11 for his last 35. Over that 10-game span, he's been hitting .314. Not too shabby. Just misses outside. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Swings out of the zone. Might have been low. Fouls it off, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is an attempt to play 162 plus. All of them on YouTube from beginning to end, and I say plus because I'm hoping to make the playoffs. Pulls it down the right field line. Long run for Batista, and he will not make it. It's going to bounce into the seats for a ground rule double. Reese McGuire has a 2-out double, his 8th of the season. And the inning will continue with a runner in scoring position now, and the tying run will again come to the plate. Representing that tying run is Brian Roberts, 1 for 2 with a single. Grounder, backhanded, long throw, in time, beautiful play by Black Panther to retire the side. Jump throw, after 4.5, it's the MCU leading 4-2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, up steps the original Captain America, Chris Evans. A hit and a walk, single and a walk today. Inside, ball 1. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Check that, the right side against the lefty Babe Ruth. And that's a line drive, base hit to left. Leadoff single for Captain America, or at least the original Captain America. I think they can share the name. Here's the replay. Bang. Can't hit it any harder. Next up, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Mets bullpen is getting active. That's a line drive, base hit to left. He's rounding second, heading to third. The throw to third will be not in time, offline. Oh, he goes to second on the throw to third. That's a mistake. A mistake by Justin Upton in left field. He should have threw to second to keep him from getting to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for Chadwick Boseman, and the manager of the New York Mets has seen enough. He's going to the bullpen, asking for the right-hander. So Ruth has given up 4 earned runs. He's responsible for both runners at second and third. In relief for the Mets is Craig Stammen. He's 5-1 with a 3.36 earned run inning. Earned run average, pardon me. So Black Panther steps to the plate. Runners at second and third, nobody out. He has a 2-run single today. He's 1 for 2. Inside, sinking fastball, ball 1. Here comes the pitch from Craig. And he just gets a piece of the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chadwick hitting .321 with runners in scoring position. 4-2 lead for the Avengers. Slider outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's a 4-2 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. Here comes the pitch. Outside, hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista. Chris Evans leads off third. Mark Ruffalo off second. Did he check it? Yes, he did. And the bases will be loaded with nobody out. On deck, Dave Bautista, former WWE professional wrestler, hitting .317 on the season. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He has the bases loaded with nobody out. Sinking fastball outside, ball 1, trying to get him to chase. Dave's hitting .321 with runners in scoring position. So these runners on base don't affect him. Swing and a miss out in front of the slider. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stammen sets and delivers. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Count will even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded. 4-2 lead for the Avengers. And they're looking for more. Knuckle curve is low. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Robert Downey Jr. Here comes the payoff pitch. Let's see what happens. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the high fastball. Could have been ball 4. But there's 1 away and the run does not score. So next up is Robert Downey Jr. He walked and hit a double in the 3rd. He has the bases loaded. Left-handed hitter against the righty Stammen. Oh, I think that hit him, but he swung. So they're calling it a strike. You don't see that every day. My goodness. Jams him. It will be caught by the center fielder tagging and heading home. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is an RBI sacrifice fly for Tony Stark. He is Iron Man, and the score is now 5-2. Avengers lead. So, next up, Sebastian Stan, who has a 2-run single today. He's 1 for 2. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Slider outside and low, ball 1. Sebastian so far not hitting well with runners in scoring position. Only .211 on the season. And that's a line drive headed towards the right field seats. Oh, he misses it. It hits off of his glove. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. He'll round second and head to third. He will make the turn at third and head home. Whether it's an error or an inside the park home run, we will find out. What was it? Was that an inside the park 3-run home run? I think they're going to call it that. Round sec first. Round second, makes the turn at third and heads all the way home. Winter Soldier, 3-run, inside the park, home run. Now the Avengers lead 8-2. And according to the scorer's table, I think they're calling that a hit. They're not calling it an error. Outside corner with the sinking fastball, strike one. Don Cheadle's 0 for 2. Steps up from the left side, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Stanman. Checks his swing slider high and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike on the center fielder. And he skies it to left. There is Upton. Makes the catch to retire the side. But we got an inside the park home run, a 3-run inside the park home run. At the end of 5, it's an official ball game. Hollywood Avengers lead 8-2. This is Avengers baseball. So leading off is Luis Arraez, 0 for 2. It's a 6-run ball game here in the top of the 6th inning. Fastball inside corner, strike one. Suddenly the story of this game has changed. Mets were creeping back into it, and now foul ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Arraez, and now it is no longer a contest for the time being. That's a drive headed towards the gap. Racing over. He will not intercept it. He'll go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Arraez. He'll be in there with a leadoff double here in the top of the 6th. That's Arraez's 12th double of the season. Next up, Chipper Jones is 1 for 2 with a double of his own and a run score. Fastball at the knees, strike one. Oh, that ball is gone. Oh, it's gone. That's a 2-run home run from Chipper Jones. And it's an 8-4 ball game. That's Chipper Jones' 24th homer of the season. Into the left field seats. Check that, right field seats. Let's look at the replay. Oof, just killed it. My goodness. Projected 441 feet. Almost hit that sign. So before Mike Trout steps up to the plate, we'll go to the manager's office and the bullpen. And we'll warm up some pitchers. Let's warm up Paul Bettany and Paul Rudd. Paul Bettany and Paul Rudd. And here comes the pitch. Still nobody out here in the top of the 6th. In there, fastball, strike one. Well, so it's 8-4 MCU. Breaking ball in there, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. So the Avengers in their half of the inning, in the bottom of the 5th, score 4 times already before a single out is recorded here in the top of the 6th. The Mets score twice, get 2 of them back, fouls it off, count is 0-2 still. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. I think that's strikeout number 6. And it is strikeout number 6 for Loki.
The right fielder, number 10.
Mike Trout, 2-seam fastball inside corner, can't get his arms around on it. Next up, Dante Bichette. Dante, 1 for 2 with an RBI double, but he is responsible for, in there, strike one, responsible for that defensive mishap. I mean, they're going to call it a 3-run inside the park home run, but he could have knocked the ball down, kept it in front of him. So, in there, strike 2, count is 0-2. So some of the responsibility for that 3-run inside the park home run is at Dante's doorstep. Ground ball, base hit through the box. It's a 1-out single for Bichette, and he has 2 hits today. Hits leaders on the Mets. Brian Roberts leads all hitters. Dante's in second place now with 96 hits. Next up, Eddie Murray. Eddie's already got a solo homer today. It's 1 for 2. Jams him in foul territory. Black Panther makes the catch for out number 2. broke his bat.
The left fielder.
Weak pop-up in foul territory.
Upton.
So next up, Justin Upton, 1 for 2 with a single. Runner at first, 2 away. Fouls it back, strike 1. And that's a line drive, but right there is the Winter Soldier to retire the side. But Chipper gets them a little bit closer with a 2-run home run. Here after 5.5, it's the Avengers 8, the Mets 4. Okay, let's go to the bullpen, manager's office and the bullpen. Righty, lefty switch, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to ask Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, and scheduled to put him in to pitch the 7th. So leading off, hitting from the left side is Anthony Mackie. He's 1 for 3. 8-4 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitches outside, ball 1. So the Avengers are 54 and 28. Going for win number 55. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Trying to get him to chase. Right on the edge, but called the ball with a home plate umpire. Chopper right in front of the mound. He jumps out of the crouch, throws off balance in time, 1 away. Nice play by Reese McGuire. So 1 down, and up steps Tom Holland, who has a single today. He's 3 for 6 with a home run in this series so far. Seems like he's 3 for 6 in every series. Line drive the other way, his 2nd hit of the ball game, and it is a 1-out single for Spider-Man. His average is in the 370s. Batting average leaders in the National League, Xander Bogaerts of the Los Angeles Dodgers leading the league at 383. Tom Holland, 372 entering play today in 2nd place. He's making a charge. Next up, Chris Evans hitting from the left side, 2 for 2, and a walk. Pitch out, but nothing doing. 4-run lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the 6th. Throw to first, he's back. Holland has speed. If I'm not mistaken, he already has a stolen base today. He's going for stolen base number 2, I wouldn't be surprised. And that's a line drive, base hit to right. That is Chris Evans' 3rd hit of the ball game. And runners will be at first and second with only 1 out. Here's the replay. Line drive to the right field. Next up, the Incredible Hulk. 1 for 3 with a single. Stammen sets and delivers. Sinking fastball outside, ball 1. As I said previously, Ruffalo leads the ball club in homers and RBIs. And that's a deep drive. That ball is caught. Oh no. They need to get back. And they do. So 2 away. Hit a line drive. A little confusion on the base paths, but luckily they retreat and there are 2 away. Hit it right on the nose, but nice play by Justin Upton to get over there and make the catch. Covered a lot of real estate. So next up, T'Challa. 1 for 2, 2-run single, 2 runs scored. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. And he hits a medium fly ball to left center field. Upton makes the catch to retire the side. So we will go to the 7th. At the end of 6, it's a 4-run lead for the Avengers. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In relief is Ant-Man. Paul Rudd's making his 25th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-0 with a 4.56 earned run average. Leading off is Marcus Semien. Here in the top of the 7th inning, he's 0 for 2. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. 96 on the radar gun. And he pokes it foul up the first base line. 2 quick strikes on Simeon. And he pops it up behind home plate, out of play. Count remains 0-2. And he pokes it down the right field line, but it will slice out of play. And we'll do it again. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So it's 8-4 Avengers here in the top of the 7th. Base is empty. Fouls it off. The count will remain 1-2. The Avengers won the first game of this 3-game set, 4-3. They're winning the second game, 8-4. Swing and a miss, struck him out on the high fastball. There's 1 away. First strikeout for Ant-Man. Here's the replay.
Number 11.
Coming up big. Not small, but big. Next up, Reese McGuire, who doubled in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 2. Inside corner, strike 1. Reese is 2 for 6 in this series. Grounder to second, 2-hopper. Holland throws to first, and there are 2 away.
The batter, the second baseman.
2 down, base is empty. Brian Roberts has a single in the 1st inning. He is 1 for 3 in today's contest. Fastball in there, strike 1. Line drive past the diving attempt by T'Challa into left field. It is a 2-out single for Brian Roberts. He's 2 for 4 today. Slaps it the other way past the diving third baseman. Almost got a glove on it, but not quite. Next up is Luis Arias, who's 1 for 3 with a double. His average is at .338. Inside corner, strike 1. Grounder to first base, steps on the bag to retire the side. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch here at Crosley Field as the Hollywood Avengers lead the New York Mets 8-4. Take me out to the ball game. We go to the bottom of the 7th. In relief is Hector Rondon, making his 39th appearance for the Mets out of the bullpen. He's 4-4 with a 4.04 earned run average. He will face Dave Bautista to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Dave is 1 for 3 with a single today. Ground ball through the left side. It is a leadoff single for Drax. Second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 4. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. He has an RBI double today. He has double and a sacrifice fly. He's 1 for 1 officially. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Quick throw to first. Drax is back. Bautista leads off first. 2-seam fastball outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Rondon sets and delivers. And he foul. Oh, wait, no. Throws to second for the force. He hits a fielder's choice. Great play by Reese McGuire from behind the plate. Chopper at the mound jumps out of the crouch. Fouls it, hits it off the plate. And while it's in fair territory, he fires a strike to second for the force. Almost pulls off the double play. Next up is Sebastian Stan, who in the first inning, well, I don't know why they're showing this. That makes no sense. Sebastian Stan had a 3-run inside the park home run in this ballgame to crack it wide open. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Sebastian's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Runner leads off first. Runner is Tony Stark. Did he check it? Yes, he did. according to the first base umpire, count as 1 ball and 1 strike on the Winter Soldier.
Ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That's ball 3.
High and tight. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is War Machine Don Cheadle. Could have been called a strike, but called the ball by the home plate umpire. Grounder, 4, 6, 3, double play. And the side is retired. At the end of 7, the Avengers lead by 4. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 8th. Chipper Jones steps to the plate. He has a homer, a double. He's 2 for 3.
Chipper Jones.
Fouls off the first pitch by Paul Rudd, who's out there for his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Attendance 27,595 here at Crosley Field. This is a minor league ballpark, so that's actually a sellout, believe it or not. Deep fly to center, but playable for Don Cheadle. War Machine makes the catch for out number 1.
The center fielder, number
Starter comparison.
Mike.
Neither pitcher did all that well. Tom Hiddleston is in line for the victory, however. Next up, Mike Trout, pardon me. 0 for 7 in this series, 0 for 3 today. Fastball at the knees, strike 1.
That's the ball.
12 to 6, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls it back, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mike Trout. Swing and a miss. He struck him out again, inside fastball. And he has had trouble seeing the ball in this series. Struck out 3 times yesterday. I think he struck out twice today. He needs to check those contact lenses or maybe get an eye exam or something. Next up, Dante Bichette. Just misses with the fastball outside. Ball 1. Dante's 2 for 3 is a single, a double, and RBI. He's hitting .308 on the season. In there, strike 1. Inside corner, strike 2. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Rudd looks sharp. Strike 3 called. He didn't like the call, but nevertheless, the side is retired. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. The MCU leads 8 to 4.
Your attention, please.
Rowan Wick, 29th appearance out of the bullpen for the Mets. He's 1-1 with a 4.23 earned run average. And he will face, here in the bottom of the 8th, Don Cheadle, who's 0 for 3 today. Bats from the left side against the righty, Wick. Anytime I see a name Wick, I think of John Wick now. A little late on the fastball, fouls it back, strike 1. Let's manager, bullpen. Let's go. Let's warm up Stanley, and let's put Stanley in the game. No. And that is a line drive, dunks in there in center. First hit of the ball game for Don Cheadle. War Machine is at first here in the bottom of the 8th to lead off. He's 1 for 4. Next up, Anthony Mackie, 1 for 4 with a single. And he pulls it, but it's a foul ball. Strike 1. Cheadle leads off first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Fouls off the 2-seamer. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. It's his second strikeout of this ball game. There's one away. Chased the pitch out of the strike zone. Next up, Tommy Holland, 2 for 4, 2 singles, a run scored. In the dirt, blocked by Reese. Throws to first for no apparent reason. Count as 1 ball and no strike to Spider-Man. Big lead at first. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, big lead. Low in the dirt, blocked again nicely. 2 balls and 1 strike to Holland. Outside corner with the fastball, 96 on the radar gun. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he pulls it, but right at Justin Upton in left for out number 2. Nice play. Hit it on the nose, but right at the left fielder. So with 2 away, up steps Chris Evans, who has 3 singles today. He's 3 for 3. Batting from the left side against the righty Wick. Again, big lead at first. Quick throw over there to get him back. And he skies it to left. Racing over into the corner in foul territory near the sidewall. He makes the catch to retire the side. So we go to the top of the 9th. Last licks for the Mets. They need 4 runs to tie. This is Avengers baseball. Leading off here in the top of the 9th, Eddie Murray, who had a solo homer in the 2nd inning. He is 1 for 3 today. Manager, bullpen, Paul Bettany is going to sit down. Stan Lee is going to sit down. Jeremy Renner is going to warm up, just in case things get messy. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Strike 1. Paul's still out there. This is his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 25 pitches. Still have him out there. It's interesting. Grounder up the first base line. It is a foul ball. 2 quick strikes on Murray. Grounder up the middle, fielded by Mackey. Cut the check. There's 1 away. Stay tuned for post-game highlights. This is MLB 20 The Show on the PlayStation 4. Next up is Justin Upton, 1 for 3 with a single. It's the 9th inning. MCU has a 4-run lead. Here's the pitch. And that is a lazy fly ball to left. There is Winter Soldier. He makes the catch for the 2nd out. And the New York Mets are down to their final out of this ball game. Representing that final out is Marcus Semien, who's 0 for 3 today. Welcome to the stream. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. It's a little late in the game, but 2 outs in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Semien. Hard ground ball. This should do it. Throws to first, scoops it out of the dirt in time, side retired, ball game over. Avengers win 8-4. And they take the first 2 games of this 3-game series at home against the New York Mets. That's win number 55 for the New York Mets. Offensive explosion tonight from Meswardi. That is indeed the truth. I wish you could have seen it. But thank you so much for joining when you did. Thanks for the comment. I do appreciate it. The Avengers are 55-28 on the season. They are tied for first in the National League West. The winning pitcher is Loki. Tom Hiddleston, who has double-digit wins now. He's 10-3 on the season. And let's go to the score sheet. As the Hollywood Avengers, 8 runs, 14 hits, no errors. New York Mets, 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The win goes to Loki, Tom Hiddleston, his 10th. The loss goes to Babe Ruth himself. Babe Ruth gets the loss. And the save goes to Paul Rudd, the occasional save. Ant-Man gets the save. Player of the game is Sebastian Stan, who had 5 RBIs today, 3 of them on an inside-the-park home run. So, explosion, excuse me. I knew what you meant, Meswardi. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the comment. Much appreciated. This has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. This is my intention to play 162 plus. All games on YouTube, no skipped innings, no simulated games. This was game number 83 of 162 plus. And I say 162 plus because I'm hoping to make the playoffs and win the World Series. But we shall see, said the blind man. We shall see. The final here at Crosley Field, the Hollywood Avengers win 8-4. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great night.